Today we end this debate. This will be the most non-biased video I have ever made. Who is the greatest team of all time? We heard the names of Real Madrid's, Manchester United's, Bayern Munich's, Barcelona's, Liverpool. Okay, I'm joking. This is the tiers. GOAT being obviously the GOAT. Good, mid, and again it says Liverpool here. I don't know who made this tier list, but let's get to this. Before we continue, there are some very irrelevant teams that no one cares about. First up, Atlanta. Isn't that a state in America or something? I don't know. It's straight to the Liverpool list. FC Dallas, like, isn't that in America? Brother, we're talking about European football here, not soccer, alright? Liverpool you go, and then we have the logo of Bugatti, and we have a wolf. What is this? Is this football teams? What's a wolf doing here? Oh my god, the Red Bull logo as well. Who made this tier list? Okay, let's get straight to this. First up, we have Atletico Madrid, the team that is most known for their defensive work ethics. And by that, I mean that they literally break every single bone of their opposition players. I don't know if these people are playing football or MMA. 11 Spanish league titles, despite being in an era of the Real Madrid and Barcelona. And this team for the past 10 years have been led by Diego Simeone. Ronaldo's They might have went far in the Champions League, but ladies and gentlemen, they faced one team and one team only that ruined their hopes. Real Madrid and Ronaldo FC. Atletico Madrid is in the good tier. Next up, we have AC Milan, the kings of Italy. Italy is just like England, red. Winners of 52 total trophies, 7 Champions Leagues, and let's not forget, gave birth to some of the greatest players that played football. Pirlo, Zlatan, R9, Kaká, the greatest centre back after Maguire, Maldini, and obviously the best striker and the most lethal finisher of our generation, Giroud! I just cannot put AC Milan in any other tier except for GOAT, because they did literally everything. They achieved everything. They gave birth to Giroud. I mean, to R9s and the Kakas and the Pirlos. Straight to the GOAT tier you go, AC Milan. Next up, we have Ajax. Since most of you guys are 10 to 12 year olds maximum, Ajax are actually winners of 4 Champions Leagues. So European voice, they have achieved absolutely everything. Let's talk about the legends that came from Ajax. You had the legendary Cruyff. Not only was he an iconic player on that pitch, after his playing career, he went out and did some managing roles, where he was the master of the genius that we know today. Pep Guardiola. They weren't consistent enough, so I'm putting them in the good section. Arsenal, the Reds, the butlers of this season's Premier League. Even though they are a bunch of butlers and they have been terrible for a decade and a half, this season they are showing some great progress. But Arsenal, the only winner of the Golden Premier League title. If you do not know what the Golden Premier League title is, basically they won the Premier League by not losing even a single game the whole season, which is just crazy. Arsenal obviously made some great players, Henry, Vieira's, Masoud Ozil, Aubameyang. But when it comes to the UCL, they have not won a single Champions League, which they are also the winners of 13 league titles, being third after Manchester United and Liverpool. And when you talk about recent success, since 2005, they have finished fourth. I know finishing top 4 is very hard when it comes to the Premier League, but come on, when you are Arsenal, when you are the winner of 13 Premier League titles, your standards should be higher than that. They do not have UCL, they do not have recent success in the Premier League. If there was a section between good and mid, I would probably put them there. Should I put them in mid? Let's be controversial for once. Next up, Real Madrid. First of all, their strongest point, the Champions League, the strongest competition in the world, the hardest competition in the world. To the people who said Premier League is harder than the Champions League. Winners of 14 Champions League. No one is even near them. Winners of 35 Spanish league titles. And how can I forget, they made the best player of all time, Marcos Asensio, Cristiano Ronaldo. The winners of the trophy that no other club has, and that is Club of the Century. I really don't understand, even if you're a Barcelona fan, their number one rivals, how can you look at Real Madrid and say they are not the best team of all time? How? This section alone should be named Real Madrid. I don't know why it's named GOAT, but Real Madrid is the greatest club of all time. Oh, next up, Chelsea, the Blue Lions. Blue Lions don't even exist. Just like their defense, it does not exist. We banter this club a lot, but with Chelsea, it's one of those clubs that they randomly perform. You know, they might be terrible for 5 seasons and then boom, they won the Champions League. And we have to be honest, they had recent success. They won the Champions League 2 years ago. They might be going through a lot of trauma this season, but they are overall a really good team. But I'm sorry, if I put Arsenal in mid, I have to put your rival in mid as well. Borussia Dortmund. I don't know a lot about this team. Just like Ajax, made a lot of young talents. You have the likes of Sancho. Amazing baller, by the way. Annoying robot that cannot stop scoring, Erling Haaland. The most lethal player in Barcelona right now, Ousmane Dembélé. Robert Lewandowski. And how can I forget the winners of the UCL title at 1997? They have won the Champions League. Still more than Arsenal, PSG, Man City combined. But I'm sorry, Dortmund, I'm putting you in mid. FC Barcelona. I like how they put him next to Bayern Munich. Now that's a topic that Barcelona fans hate to talk about. 26 La Ligas, which is 9 less than Real Madrid. 5 Champions Leagues. And in my opinion, yes, they are the second greatest club after Real Madrid. I think that the 2009 team of Barcelona, where it was prime Xavi, prime Iniesta, prime Messi, was the best team of all time after Real Madrid's 3-peat team. But the problem with Barcelona, European voice, they suffer every single year. They face Bayern Munich year by year and get destroyed, absolutely destroyed. And I will never understand people who say that Barcelona is a better team than Real Madrid. Real Madrid did it in Spain and they did it in Europe. They do it every single year. They're the most consistent team every single year. Barcelona has zero consistency. But if you want to be the greatest of the greatest, you have to do it in Europe. You have to do it outside of Spain. But it's one of the greatest teams of all time. Above AC Milan, I would put them there. Obviously, the El Clasico is the greatest rivalry of all time. None of these Manchester derbies or the North London side, Merseyside. What is that? The greatest 2 teams in football going against each other. Done deal. Merseyside, West Ham and Chelsea or whatever. Who cares? Oh baby, next up is Bayern Munich. The owners of Barcelona. They won every league title for the past, I don't know, I've been alive for 20 plus years. 6 Champions League titles. Do I need to speak anything more? The team is just, from what I have seen, is the most consistent team, probably alongside Real Madrid. Bayern Munich is going straight to the GOAT section. How can you hate it? Consistent, did it in Europe, did it in Germany. Like, destroyed every team that's on the tier list. Next up we have Juventus. Okay, this one's an interesting one. Now, Juventus in the Serie A, are they better than AC Milan? No. Are they better than Inter Milan? Yes. Juventus definitely deserves lower, the lowest of GOAT section. Next up we have Leicester City. Why is this team here? I do not know. They had one good season their whole lifetime. Some people say it was a rigged season, which is just stupid. Like, how can you rig a football game? You know what? Actually, maybe it was rigged. I'm putting you in the Liverpool section. Next up, Liverpool FC. Winners of 19 Premier League titles, second behind Manchester United, thank you, and 6 Champions Leagues, which is more than Manchester United. Are they a better team than Manchester United? Absolutely not. This absolutely hurts me deep down, but I have to do this. Liverpool FC going straight to Liverpool section. You really thought I would put Liverpool anywhere higher than the Liverpool section? I mean, there's a literal section for Liverpool, which is Next up, we have the hell is this? Chelsea, French Chelsea. French Chelsea is going straight to Liverpool, on top of Liverpool, obviously. Next up, the greatest Manchester of all time. The greatest English team of all time. One of the greatest teams of all time. The Reds that gave birth to the greatest manager of all time. The Reds that gave birth to the greatest player of all time. The highest winning Premier League team of all time, of 20 goddamn trophies, and probably 19 of them were won by Sir Alex Ferguson. And on top of that, 3 Champions League titles. As a United fan, I could sit here and talk about my club and how great it is, but I have to be honest. Past decade we went through manager to manager to manager, and we have achieved absolutely nothing, which is embarrassing, which is unacceptable. They deserve to be in the GOAT section. I don't care what you say. Next up, Manchester City. Manchester City, known for their history. I'm joking. They have 0 history, but they are building history. For the past decade, while Manchester United was sleeping, Manchester City dominated year after year after year. They only have a total of 7 Premier League titles. Like I said, they have 0 history, just like they have 0 Champions Leagues. So I have to put them in the mid tier. I'm talking about the best football clubs of all time, not the last 10 years. Manchester City still has a lot of Premier Leagues to achieve and a lot of Champions Leagues to achieve to even reach the GOAT section. Monaco, I mean, they brought in Mbappe and a couple of Falcao or something. I believe, what else? I don't know. Liverpool section. Last and least, PSG. Now, when you look at PSG, okay, league titles. They have a lot of league titles, but they play in a farmers league. But PSG is known for having 0 Champions Leagues and being a retirement place for old people or to people who want to increase their goal ratio. But Messi, unfortunately, could not do that somehow. And you have to respect PSG. The greatest players of all time went to PSG. Ronaldinho, Neymar, Mbappe. The greatest Argentinian after Maradona, Di Maria. And you have also you have like the likes of Lionel Messi. It's like every team I mentioned in this tier list improve their players. Players join this team and they become worse somehow. I'm putting them in the mid section. And that is it. What do you guys think? I kinda want to move Arsenal up to the good section. I really want to do that. And I want to bring down Atletico. Okay, that makes me happy. Please let me know. What would you change? What other tier lists should I do next? Thank you guys for watching.